You remember almost nothing before age 7. That's not a guess, it's not a flaw in your memory, it's a design feature, and it's hiding in plain sight every time someone asks you, what's your earliest memory? You probably scramble, you find a blurry photo in your mind, a staircase, a smell of grass, but it's not a movie, it's a handful of confetti, and the rest of the party? Gone, completely wiped. Today, we're walking through the quiet, unsettling science of why that happens. You'll walk away knowing what childhood amnesia actually is, what it says about who you are now, and, more importantly, what it says about who you weren't. This isn't a self-help checklist, it's a map of what your brain decided you didn't need. Here's the thing. Psychologists call this childhood amnesia. It's not that you forgot, it's that the memories were never stored in a way adult you can access. Most adults can't retrieve a single clear narrative memory from before age 3.5. Before that point, a void. Think about the last time you tried to tell a story from when you were 2. You can't. You can only tell the story your mom told about you being 2. That's not a memory, that's a podcast you've heard on repeat. Your brain is holding a script someone else wrote. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The culprit isn't just time passing, it's the hippocampus. When you're a toddler, your hippocampus is like a hard drive without an operating system. It's receiving data. The sun felt warm, the dog was loud, but it can't index it, it can't timestamp it, it can't file it under meaningful life event. So you get fragments. You get that one specific image of a yellow slide or a dark hallway. These aren't full memories, they're data scraps, raw sensory input that somehow slipped through the neural pruning process. Most people think a missing childhood means something went wrong. The reality is the opposite. Freud thought you were repressing things. Modern neuroscience disagrees. It's not repression, it's construction failure. You can't hide a file you never saved. So why does your brain do this? Because you had to become someone else. The version of you that existed at age 4 is neurologically incompatible with the version of you watching this video. Around age 7, your brain undergoes a massive pruning phase. It's like a sculptor chipping away at a block of marble. To get the defined, sharp adult mind, you have to lose the soft, chubby edges of the toddler mind. The memories that were encoded in that old, inefficient language of pure feeling, they go with the rubble. Think about learning a second language. If you learn Spanish at age 30, you translate everything back to English in your head. It's clunky. If you learned it at age 4, you just think in it. Childhood memories are a different language entirely, one of pure emotion and sensory chaos, and you no longer speak it. You grew up. You lost the vocabulary. But here's where it gets weird. You might have a crystal clear memory of getting lost in a grocery store at age 3, a vivid, terrifying, full-color movie in your head, and you might be wrong, completely wrong. Researchers call these fictional first memories. Often they're a collage, a mix of a real photo you saw, a story your sister told, and a dream you had when you were 10. Your brain is a phenomenal editor. It hates empty timelines, so it takes B-roll footage from later in life and drags it backward. It colors in the blank spaces of your early timeline to make the story of you feel complete. You trust these memories the most because they feel so visceral. That's the cruel irony. The memories that feel the most real are often the most fabricated. That brings us to the twist, the thing you need to sit with for a second. You might be watching this thinking, okay, but I remember nothing. Not even the slide, not even the hallway. I have just darkness. Does that mean something was broken? Does that mean something was wrong with me? We've been trained to view a blank childhood as a sign of trauma. And yes, high cortisol levels from stress can absolutely sever hippocampal connections. But for the vast majority of us, the blankness isn't a scar. It's the price of admission for a complex mind. The twist is this: you can't remember being a child precisely because you became an adult. The blank space isn't an absence of self, it's evidence of growth. That emptiness is the echo of the neural pathways that were demolished. They were cleared so that you could learn calculus, navigate heartbreak, hold a job, and read subtext in a conversation. The brain had to sacrifice the ability to recall the sandbox to give you the ability to survive the boardroom. You didn't lose your childhood, you traded it for consciousness. And if you want to know who you really were back then, don't look in your memory. It's an empty room. Look at your reflexes. Look at the music that makes you inexplicably sad. Look at the way you fight, or the way you laugh when you're tired. That's the fossil record. That's the imprint of a person you no longer have access to, but who is still, undeniably, driving the car. What's the earliest specific memory you're sure is yours? Not a story you were told, not a photo you've seen, but a feeling you can still touch. Drop it in the comments. It's fascinating to see what scraps we all held onto. If you want more maps of the mind like this one, stick around. I put out videos for people who prefer the question to the answer. Next time, we're talking about the strange reason you keep waking up 3 minutes before your alarm. It's not a superpower, it's something slightly more unnerving.